Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Happy New Year to anyone I haven't said it to yet. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're living in this crazy world we're living in. And we're in the twilight zone, aren't we? Well, actually, probably most of you have finished your festivities now. We've had Christmas, we had New Year, and probably now you're just, in that sort of deflationary period after festivities. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Vicky Marie. I'm based in Spain, in mainland Spain. And in Spain, hasn't finished yet. We've still got the Three Kings next week, which is just as big a celebration, if not bigger, than Christmas and New Year in Spain. So we've got one more round to go of festivities, more fireworks, more parties, parades, etc. And then it does quieten down then in Spain until Easter. So this period now between January and Easter, once Three Kings have finished, is the longest time that we have in Spain without any fiestas, a couple of months. And then once Easter starts, it seems to go quite sort of regular again that we have fiestas. But this is always a time where during New Year and Easter, there's just this quite lengthy period. And this is normally our winter. And it is cold. So this story that we're going to talk about today of John George and the fact that the professional searchers have come over from Northern Ireland, and I believe they're starting their searches today, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a look at that journey that I made around the area on Christmas Eve that I couldn't get up on Christmas Eve, but I did manage to put up as a video. But it's much better if we watch it together so I can explain things and what this search team are up against. It's big what they're up against. Of course, they can cover ground faster. They've got dogs. There's a lot of volunteers, so I expect there's been a lot of planning. But the only problem is, of course, they do not know the area. But I'm sure they've got people with them who do know the area. There's quite a few people that have been helping out in the searches. We've looked at a couple of their videos. I'm sure they'll be local people. They'll be helping out with the area. It is literally a needle in a haystack. So unless they've got some phone pings or some electronic data, I literally don't know where they're going to start. And I said that on this video. We're going to have a look at John's father talking, Billy again. My heart just breaks for Billy because you can tell he's so desperate to find his son. And he can see he's there. He can see the vastness of the area. The thing is, where, if you haven't got any, they took him off in a car, apparently. So he could be anywhere. I mean, he could be miles away. I personally don't think he will be miles away. Bodies don't tend to be taken miles away. It's unusual. Because the first thing people who've done something like that want to do is get rid of that body. And, Spain's a place that never sleeps. You can't think, it's the early hours of the morning, there'll be nobody about. There's always people about, especially around fiesta times, which when this happened was the build up to Christmas. There were fiestas going on. It was other fiestas, December's a month of a lot of fiestas in Spain. There were fireworks going off, but that's where the Guardia Civil think the gunshot was disguised as a firework. There will have been police all over. So those men that got rid of John's body, if that's what happened, which the Guardia Civil is saying that that's what they think has happened, they will have wanted to get rid of John as soon as possible because there would have been police everywhere in the middle of the night, early hours of the morning. That's when the police are out the most because that's when Spanish people go out to party, in the middle of the night. So, hopefully we'll be near about, but he literally could be anywhere. They could have taken him for, I don't know where they took him, but I'm just saying that's my opinion. But yeah, they may have some details of phone pings. The police certainly will, or CCTV or whatever. But the family and friends, they've taken it upon themselves to bring out this Northern Irish search team. And you know, it can't do any harm, really, can it? I suppose, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to, hopefully they will find John. My only thing is, you know, the knowing the area as I do, I'm just wondering where they're going to start, and if they don't know the area that well. But the one thing they will be used to, that they're certainly going to find here at the moment, because it's cold, wet, miserable. It rained all day yesterday. You know, and of course they'll be used to that in Northern Ireland, so that won't be a problem to them. You know, they're used to searching in bad conditions. I don't think it's not raining today. It seems like a better day today. I've not been out, to be honest, yet, but I think it's certainly not raining anyway. It might be a bit dull and overcast. Yeah, according to my computer, it's 13 degrees and it's cloudy. So, you know, you might not think that 13 degrees is cold, but it feels cold here because, you know, you just don't have the same, everywhere you go, there's no central heating, there's no carpets, there's no curtains, you know, it's, everywhere feels really cold. When it's cold in Spain, you feel it because certainly in the area of Spain that they're looking, it's not designed to deal with cold weather. It's designed to deal with hot weather because most of the time it's hot. But we just got a couple of months, and now through the winter there it's not. Anyway, so there's Johnny. That was a photo apparently that was taken. Somebody put that on the Facebook page. Photo that took a few years ago of him, a good few years ago. You know, big smile. He's always smiling on his pictures. It seems like there's a lot of support behind this family in Ireland as well. I don't think this is a bad family. I don't, you know, a lot of people, you know, making speculation about drugs and this, that, and the other. We don't actually know any of that. You know, that is literally speculation. But at the end of the day, John is, you know, a son. He's a father himself to two boys. His own dad, Billy, has put pictures of the boys on his Facebook, you know, to trying to tug at someone's heartstrings, because somebody knows, more than one person knows, where John is, what's happened to him, and exactly where he is. And Billy is trying his very best to appeal to people's better nature, if not the person who's actually done this to John, loved ones of theirs, or you know, anybody who might know something that wasn't responsible for what happened to John, but maybe is just not speaking up because they're scared. I mean, when someone's been shot, you would be scared. Of course you would be scared. So, but Billy is doing all he can to tug at people's heartstrings, to sort of, you know, appeal to their conscience. Just wants his son back, just wants those boys' father back. So we'll see. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to say hello to everyone in a moment, but just something that I wanted to say is because it's a new month, isn't it? Now, remember, I have, for those of you who don't know, I have another channel, which Spanish and English, because I am actually a Spanish teacher. And I just want to direct you over to, see, this was my first ever channel. And I do my lives on there as well, because obviously there's quite a few people, subscribers on this channel, the Spanish and English channel, that live in Spain. You know, and that's why they follow this channel originally, was either to learn Spanish, or maybe they live in Spain but they want to learn English. And so I've been sort of presenting my crime videos on there as well when I do lives, and they seem popular on there with the people on there as well. So I'm going to carry on doing that. Now, the thing is, because that was my first channel that I started, that's classed, as far as YouTube are concerned, that's my main channel. Even though, I mean, I've got quite a few subscribers on there. I've got 2.48 thousand, but not as many people watch it. It took me a long, long time to build up those subscribers. but they're building up all the time. They're increasing all the time. But that's classed as my main channel because that was the first channel that I made. I then made my crime channel, but so my crime channel is like a satellite, if you like, of this one. It's not my main channel. It's what they call YouTube call a brand account. And so YouTube allows you now to gift 10 free memberships every month, but I have to gift it on this channel. I can't gift it on my second channel. It's not eligible. The Vicky Marie Chats Crime is not eligible for giving away free memberships. The free memberships are only eligible on my Spanish and English channel, my first channel. So if I'm going to give away 5, or at least 5, I might give away the whole 10 today. So I've been giving away the memberships, the free memberships that I'm allowed to give away on here. I've finally sort of worked it out. It took me months to work it out why I couldn't give it on the other channel. Anyway, I'm going to give away some today. So the reason I'm saying this is you may want to if you would like a free membership, it might be a good idea to subscribe to this channel and watch on this channel. It's exactly the same video that you'd be watching, just watching it through a different channel. You know, you can see it's there. The upcoming, it says, but of course it's live now because I've actually started the video. And when what I'm going to do maybe in about 15 minutes is give away the first 5 free memberships. So, you know, if you've gone over to that channel to watch instead of the Vicky Marie Chats channel, subscribe and watch on there, you've got a chance of... now, I can't direct who I give those free memberships to. You know, they're literally random. You just press, you know, they'll go to anyone. I don't even know how YouTube works it out. It doesn't seem to be, you know, the people who watch the most, or not that I know of, you know, or the people that chat the most, or the people that leave comments the most, or likes the most. It doesn't seem to, you know, I don't know what it's just a bot that decides who they go to. So it's a lottery, a complete lottery. I can't decide who they go to, but to have a chance of it, I think you have to have watched the channel, I presume, and you have to have your gifts open. You have on your own account, you have to make sure you have your membership gifting open, that you can accept memberships. I think you have to do something to do that. I'm not sure, but anyway. So yeah, just to let you know that. So if you want a chance of winning a free membership, tonight is members only live. Members only lives are Thursday evenings, and there will be one tonight. So if you want to participate or have a chance of participating in that, you know, you need to sort of, I think you need to at least have subscribed. I really don't know. But just letting you know. So in about 10-15 minutes, as I'm halfway through maybe, or getting on with the video about John and these search dogs and things they've brought over to look for him, I will pop over to that channel and release the first 5 free memberships. Okay, so I hope that made sense. I know it's very confusing, but that's just the way it is, because this was the first channel that I started. And so any channel I've made after that, like my crime channel, is like only a subsidiary of this channel. It's not. So I can't give away memberships on that channel. I have to do it on here. So, okay, so let's go back. I'm going to say hello to everyone, and then we'll start talking about what's happening with John. So, of course, they'll have had a miserable Christmas, a miserable New Year. Imagine spending Christmas and New Year, you know, your family member's only just gone missing as well. And not only that, they do know he's dead. The Guardia Civil have said that they think he's dead, and they have said, I think this is important to say, because some people are still talking about the Russian cartel or whatever. The Guardia Civil have said they don't think it's anything to do with any foreign mafia organization, that John has been killed by somebody he knows. So we mustn't forget that Guardia have been in that apartment where he was. They've done forensic, taken away things, etc. So maybe there was evidence in there, of him dying or being shot. There's a reason why they think that, and all the activity that was around the house at the time, cars coming and going, voices raised, that the neighbours have, the evidence that the neighbours have given. And of course John's last video where he did look concerned, didn't he? And it was was he giving a message? It's not sure. Obviously, you could tell he'd had a few drinks, or maybe he'd smoked some devil's lettuce, or maybe whatever. He was on a night out probably, and he definitely was not sober. But was he concerned? Was he trying to give messages across? Certainly looked like it, didn't it? It was quite a strange video, and a very poignant video, because that is the last that anything has been seen of John. Okay, let me say hello to people that are here. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Daniel. Hi, David. Hi, Mello. He won't be right in that locality, David, but he won't be far, I don't think. Yeah, well, I wondered that, Kelly. I don't know how the Spanish police were. They didn't like it over in Tenerife, did they? Well, they did. They liked to be in charge of it. So he had that one day, wasn't it, when they invited people to come along. But of course, they want to be in charge of the search. I'm presuming because I know that the family, they have got an interpreter, or they said that they have got an interpreter. I hope it's a good one that they've got. So I'm sure they'll be and they did say recently that the police were cooperating. That's how they put it. But, I don't know if the police would like that to be said in that way, because at the end of the day, the police are in charge of that investigation, because this is Spain. Now, when this Irish team come over, I don't think the police were, remember in the Jay Slater case, in the end, they paid that team to come over from Holland, was it, to come over to help to look for Jay. And I don't think they had a bad reception from the police. So I think at the police, as long as they don't interfere in their investigation, maybe they will receive them okay. The thing about the Guardia, or the Spanish police in general, is how you treat them. They can't come over and think, making out they're better searchers, or, the police have their own searchers, their own dogs. It's a modern European country. It's probably got a better police force than Britain or Ireland. You can't assume that. I think sometimes people just think of Spain as just a place you go on holiday. It's like it's still some third world country or something. It's not. It's a very modern European country. There's differences in culture and things, but as far as their police and things, they're different, but they're very good. They're secretive. They don't like to talk about things. They're not transparent like the American police, and they're not even as transparent as the UK police. If you tried to do like audit in Spain, I mean, I think, you see these YouTubers who go around auditing Britain and saying, oh, well, I've got the right to do this and I've got the right to do that. You just, it just wouldn't happen in Spain. I don't know what the rules are, or, but it's different. It's hard to explain. People respect the police. They let them get on with what they're doing. They do, complain about them, about some things as well, of course. But what I'm trying to say is the police won't put up with, if you tried to antagonize the police, it wouldn't be a good idea, because they just wouldn't cooperate with they wouldn't do anything to you. I mean, there's laws just the same as anywhere else, but they wouldn't cooperate then with you. It's hard to, they'd just shut down. And that's not only the police, that's typical in Spain. There's a way of, Spanish people don't deal with aggression like that. You don't go in demanding your rights and this, that, and the other. That's not what works in Spain. What works is being nice, being respectful, and, they will move heaven and earth for you if you talk to them properly. It's just, that's how it is here. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. Hi, Laurie. Oh, Laurie, yeah, I saw that on your message. Oh dear. Hope you got it charged up today, Laurie. Oh, I don't. I'll tell you who else did have it. Have you got an iPhone, Kelly? If you've got, it was Heather had problems. Heather had problems with upgrading, but she did manage it in the end. I don't know if Heather's here yet, but she might be here later. But she did have problems with an iPhone, seemed to have problems. Hi, Human Like You. Oh, thank you. Yes, I've seen. I was torn today between a video about New Orleans. I will be doing. I'll probably do that in the members actually tonight. There's just so much going on at the moment, but because I've been dealing with this story and because it's quite local to me as well, it's not that far away from where I am in Spain. I'm going to, and this is an important thing. The search dog's coming over. So it probably members tonight, I'll be talking about the New Orleans attack. I know that's amazing, isn't it? Oh, you're in Australia. Yeah, mellow. They do. Some people think it's still like Carry On Abroad, and programs like Benidorm probably, and it's probably that adds to it. That play like Benidorm is unique. Their places. Benidorm is different from anywhere else around. It really is. So. And then these sort of areas where this has happened, like the expat areas where people live, not holiday places so much. People do come out on holiday, but it's so difficult to explain that area to people. I'll try and explain it when we're going to look at the video later. If you don't live here and you've not experienced it, it's so difficult to explain, because before the year 2000. There was nothing in this area that we're going to look at. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. They were just, they were like big villas and things along the actual beachfront, that had probably been there for years. But these areas where now we're going to look at that are completely built up with apartments, houses, they weren't there. It was just scrubland. There was nothing there. It's really hard to explain to people how it was. And now we've got like dual carriageways, and we've got, we didn't have a commercial centre. We didn't have a shopping centre. You had to go to Alicante centre to buy decent clothes. Or then you had the market, and that was it. Or you had to go the other way to Murcia. There were no shop. When the shopping centre opened in La Zenia Boulevard in Orihuela Costa, it was a big thing. Oh my God. And when IKEA opened, it was a big thing. When Iceland opened, British, they were just like little shops you could buy British stuff from. And there were no schools. There was now it's all bars and restaurants, and it's all bars, restaurants, houses, apartments. Now, there are schools as well. They built a big town hall, all that. It didn't exist before. It was literally lemon groves, scrubland, nothing else. So it just can't, and that was 2000. So it's not that long ago. So, we're only going back 24 years. Then we had the boom, and overnight, literally overnight, honestly, that's how it felt. There was a massive influx of people coming here to live, because before that, the only people that came here to live really were people who retired in that area, because it wasn't an area where you would bring a family or anything. That started to change after the year 2000, and people were coming over with families to try and make a go of living in Spain. And then that particular area where they are, or where this happened, Orihuela Costa, La Zenia, Cabarroig, etc., is a massive influx of Irish people, massive, because the euro, they were changing to the euro. They were giving up, what was it they had before? Was it the punt? They were giving up their punts. Of course, in Britain, we never gave up the pound, did we? We never adopted the euro. But they did, and they brought over massive amounts of money, bought properties, set up, bought shopping centres set up, and so they bought shops and just changed so quickly. Honestly, I cannot explain it unless you'd experienced it. Anytime you went out and drove past it was all, there was another load of cranes, another urbanisation going up, more people coming in. And in fact, actually, that area now, it cannot cope in the summer. There's too many people. It cannot cope with the infrastructure, the sewage and all that. It's disgusting, honestly. You won't get me in the sea in that area in the summer because it's revolting. It's like swimming in sewage. So, but that's so many people buying apartments. Of course, then we had the bust. So we had the boom, then we had the bust. A lot of people went back, and then it started to get better again. But of course, it's not only British people. There's a lot. It's all European countries in that area. It's like, I think it's about, was it 70% of people in that area are European, I think, rather than Spanish. So, and like for most Spanish people, they think of it as a place that is predominantly foreign. It'd be like, if you think how people get annoyed about their areas, their country, and these predominantly foreign areas, that's just what that area is like to the Spanish. It's like full of immigrants, but they call themselves expats, not immigrants. They don't speak Spanish. They don't try and do anything Spanish. They just want to go to English supermarkets and English bars and restaurants, or British bars and restaurants, etc. So, that's the sort of area that we're talking about, but it's different from Benidorm, because Benidorm is all hotels, isn't it? Benidorm is about hotels. That area is about actual apartments, second homes, holiday homes, rather than, whereas Benidorm is more, Benidorm is more about hotels, etc. Anyway, yeah, it's a nice place to go on holiday. If you're looking for a place that in Spain, but you don't really, Benidorm's not your thing. It's not like Benidorm. It is different from Benidorm. And of course, there are a lot of beaches. It's a lovely place to come to off season, but, July and August, unless you've got kids, and of course, that's the only time you can go, would be a time to avoid, really, if you can. But of course, sometimes you can't avoid it, can you? Because you have to go on holiday when your kids are on holiday. So it's a nice area. There's so many Irish people in that area. They all seem to, I don't know why, it just there's loads of Irish bars, restaurants, etc. It's got a massive Irish connection. So that's the area sort of that we're looking at, but it's a massive area. There's loads of beaches. We'll see that in a moment. It's not just Cabarroig. They were searching Cabarroig Beach, but that's just one beach out of maybe a five that are along there. So I'm not sure why they chose Cabarroig Beach. I think it was a tip. I'm not sure it was a tip off because, it could be, there's so many beaches to check. This is what I'm trying to say. There's Salt Lakes not far away. There's loads of construction sites around every corner. They're building a new urbanization because now things have got. So, of course, things started. We had the boom, then the bust. Everything just fell apart. Then it started to get better again. Then we had COVID. So it all went like skew whiff again because people couldn't go on holiday. And now it's starting to get better again. That's how it's gone, up, down, up, down, up, down. And of course, there's not so many British people here now as there used to be. There's still all other European nationalities. But because of Brexit, and it's so difficult now to get your residency here, you know, people that had bought houses here, planning to retire here maybe or whatever. So difficult now. You know, and it's expensive to become a resident now in Spain. And that's not the Spanish's fault, that's the British's fault, because they voted to come out of the European Union. So now they all have to go, the Brits have to go in the same queues as anyone from Russia or Africa or anywhere that's outside the European Union. Though I think that will get better as time goes on. Hopefully there'll be agreements made and it'll start to get better again. But there was a time where literally all you needed was your British passport, and you could stay, you could work in Spain, you could stay here as long as you wanted. You know, it was easy to become a resident. Not now. Kelly, yes. The people that's thought are responsible, who I'm not going to name them, but they are friends of John's. Well, friends, you know, however you call it, not much of a friend, are they, if they've done this to him? But they're acquaintances of his, and yes, they are Irish, and they've got ties to Ireland and Spain. And, you know, there's all sorts of rumours flying around about what happened to them, where they might have gone and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know what the official news is about them. So I'm not going to mention them in particular because I could get into trouble for that. Yeah, if Heather comes on, Kelly, maybe she'll be able to tell you more about what to do. I know Heather had a lot of problems upgrading. But anyway, you know, sorry, I haven't got any Apple stuff. I don't know. Okay, so what's the latest that's happened is yesterday, I think, or over the last couple of days, this search team has arrived from Ireland. So let's have a look at them. Let's see. This is it. So it's Canine Search and Rescue Northern Ireland. So, as I say, the good thing is they will be used to searching in cold conditions because it's certainly cold. And if it starts raining again, like it was raining, you know, at least they'll be used to working in those conditions. Let's see what it says about them. So, the emergency rescue service based in Northern Ireland. I don't know if they're a charity or a private firm. Not really sure. But you can see they've got John on their website there. Let's see what they've got, what their posts have been. So yesterday at 7:45 in the morning, they went from Belfast to Dublin to Madrid to Alicante. Now I imagine that's because of the dogs, that they've had to come a circumvent, you know, a route around. There probably wasn't a direct route, I suppose. Anyway, 7 of our team and 1 K9 are on their way to Alicante, Spain, from various airports in the search for a missing man from Northern Ireland. Oh, there's 2 other teams. We will join Evolsar colleagues from SAR team. We'll have a look at them, who are also with a K9, and we will update you on our progress. So this is them, I take it, at the airport getting ready to go. And they've taken 1 dog. So let's have a look at Evolsar. Evolsar is the European Association of Civil Protection volunteer teams specialising in various res, whatever a res is. Oh, so these are a European I've never heard of them, to be honest. A non-governmental organisation. So there you go. They're on their way as well. Let's see, who was the other one? And also with SAR team. Oh, it looks like they're Spanish because they've put their Christmas message up in. Oh, no, it's not Spanish, is it? What is it? Italian? Where are they? It's Portuguese. They're Portuguese. Right, okay. So they've gone as well. They've not put it on their, yeah, they're in Portugal. They've gone as well. Okay. So there's 3 different specialist teams. That's good. It's good. None of them know the area. Surely, is there not a Spanish one? You know, you just think, is there not a Spanish team that could have gone who would know maybe the area? I don't know. So they're the ones that are on their way over. Now I'm going to show you Billy, John's dad. I'm going to show you his Facebook page. In a minute, when I find it, I had it set up there. You know, it's very sad. Oh, so 23 minutes ago, someone's posted on the Facebook page to find Billy. Please God, let today be the day. So this looks like these teams getting ready. This looks like the beach or the cat. I don't know where they're going to search, where they're going to start, where they're going to start. You know, the thing is, there's just, I can't even explain to you. Maybe I'll take a walk up there sometime and show you. We're going to, as I say, look at the video that I did make the other day. It's not a brilliant video because I had to put my GoPro just in the front of the car, but it just gives you an idea. I genuinely don't think they'll have gone far from that area, but they could have done, could have gone over to another province. You know, John could be miles away from Alicante, never mind from that area where whatever it was happened. But don't forget, they won't have had much time unless they planned it. Doesn't seem like it was planned, does it? If it was like a planned thing, you know, maybe they had a place already picked out that where they were going to hide in. But if it wasn't planned, and it was just some, I don't know, crazy evening that got out of hand and whatever happened, they'll have had to think really quickly to get rid of John's body. So they won't have had a lot of time. Anyway, let's have a look at, so this is that photo again. And Billy's saying, that's a smile I'll never see again because, well, I don't want to mention the names of the people. When you close your eyes at night, you will remember his face, you effing rats. So obviously he's very emotional about it. And then he has a little dig at EasyJet. I mean, thank you, EasyJet. Thanks very much, EasyJet, for not letting 2 dogs on the flight. One had to go to Dublin, Madrid, Alicante, then pick one other dog up tonight. Oh, sorry, give them 2 extra hand luggage. EasyJet, shame on you. Disgusting, EasyJet. This is for a missing person. So it seems like I'm surprised they didn't contact. Wouldn't Ryanair have been better to use? You know, with the Irish connection as well. Because, you know, I know people slag off Ryanair, but I think Ryanair personally, I think if you follow the rules with Ryanair, they're great. If you want to try and fly on Ryanair on the shoestring, well, you know, you get what you pay for. If you pay a little bit extra for extra leg room or a little bit extra for sitting, you know, I always pick my sit at the front, priority boarding. It's still quite cheap, the flight. It's still cheap, even when you add on all them little bits. But I like to take it, you know, booking a case. I don't like to take a case on board. I hate taking a case on board. I just like to get to the airport, check in my case, and, you know, all I've got is a little bag then. Don't want to be carting a case around with me up and down the stairs when you get in, you know. So, but people try and do it so cheap sometimes that you think, well, you know, but that's fine. That's fine to try and do it cheap if you're constrained by finances or whatever, but don't complain then. When what service do you expect? And remember those penny flights they used to do on Ryanair? I've actually heard people complain that they didn't get a sandwich, didn't get a meal when they were doing those penny. They paid a penny for their flight, for feck's sake. What do you expect for a penny? So, sometimes people are, a bit silly. If you don't want to pay much, don't pay much, but don't complain that you've only got, literally the service that you've got is literally, just pared down to the bone. If you want a better, more comfortable seat or a better, you have to pay a little bit more. You have to pay an extra 20 euros or whatever. I usually do it bit by bit. I book the flight. And then, because then you get a better price sometimes, don't you, when you book it early? And then a bit by bit, as I go along, I'll pay for the suitcase, then I'll pay for a extra legroom seat up at the front. I like to sit at the front. The thing is, you have to, with Ryanair, in my opinion, you have to use them wisely. Not sort of think you can pay absolutely nothing and then get get like the service of Qatar Airways or something. You get what you pay for in life. Certainly do. So they used EasyJet, and he's not happy with EasyJet because, hi Irish, they didn't let both the dogs on the plane together. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Why would they not do that? It's mad, isn't it? But anyway, they also I think a lot of the British airlines have inland flights. If you look inland, is that the right word to use? Same as in America, you can take a dog on a plane. You can take a dog on a plane. Why can't you take dogs on planes? If you book a seat for them, and as long as they're well behaved. I mean, I wouldn't take my dog. Well, I'd take my little dogs on a plane. I wouldn't take the German Shepherd on there because she won't behave at all. But my little dogs, they'd go on a plane. I don't see why you can't take them on there. And I think, sometimes the rules, just what is the reason for that rule? Because a lot of other places you can take dogs. Anyway, that's what Billy's saying, and good. He should call them out for it. Then he was looking for a solicitor. Good luck with that. There's not many good solicitors in Spain, but I hope it's been put in the right. In this area, it's difficult to find a good solicitor. Now, then he made this video. Now, I just want to warn you about this because it's very emotional. This poor guy, honest to God, my heart just breaks for him. And for anyone who, he just wants to find his son. His son, and the fact that John is a father as well, a brother and a son himself, and anyone who could carp about that, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if maybe he wasn't leading a saintly life. But I don't know that he wasn't. Nobody knows that for sure. But maybe he wasn't. But still, this family deserves to have him back.
Still no joy. Still no joy for John. Just, where do you fucking start here? This is just, it's going on too long. Somebody knows, somebody has to have a conscience. Look at them two wee boys' eyes. Last night.
Oh.
Please.
Oh.
I beg you from the bottom of my heart, just give me a back. We're out of here. Look at this, please. Look at this.
Yeah, these are the sort of areas that they look at, but this is just one area. There's so many. It is a need without some phone data or some CCTV clues, which I presume they're working with the Guardia, because the Guardia will have the power to find those things out, to find where the phone was last pinging, or where the car, they've got the vehicle number recognition things around and stuff like that. There'll be CCTV. It's a very well lit area, you know, where the apartment is. We're going to, as I said, we're going to look at that in a minute. So the police will have information, because when you're trying to search like this, you've got to have, you can't search the whole of Orwella Costa. Now, yesterday I released that video about Henry, the young lad who disappeared on the early hours of New Year's Day 6 years ago. His mum and family and friends and volunteers, they've been searching for Henry for 6 years and they've never found him. You know, they've never found him. And I thought it'd be ironic, wouldn't it, actually, and if when these search parties are out there looking, obviously I want them to find John as well, but wouldn't it be good they might find Henry, you know? You just never know, do you? Because he disappeared from exactly the same area. You know, nobody knows what happened. I always had a feeling about Henry, that Henry is in someone's, there's literally a feeling. Sometimes I get feelings, and often they're right, and normally they are. But I've always felt with Henry, I thought he was in somebody's, like in a place like this, but somebody's shed or somebody's, an outbuilding somewhere. That's where I think Henry might be. Now, they could have thrown him into the sea, but the trouble with throwing someone into the sea is they tend to come back. You know, there have been quite a few bodies washed up since I've lived in Spain nearly 30 years now. And that's another thing that put me off swimming in the sea, was that we had a period of time where there were a load of bodies washed up all along the coast. And these bodies had been weighted down. They'd be, you know, these were thought to have been involved in drug wars, etc. They'd been wrapped in plastic, duct taped round, weighted down with chains, etc., thrown into the sea, but they still washed up on the beach. You know, so that's the thing. You know, you think, oh yeah, throwing them into the sea is, you know, something you could think of, but they do tend to come back. I don't think Henry was thrown into the sea. I think Henry's hidden somewhere. And that's another case where after 6 years, you know, every year is, well, all the time his mum is appealing and his brother, etc., for information. There were 9 people in the apartment where Henry disappeared from. They saw him be attacked by the guy who's the suspect. They saw him being attacked and they videoed it on their phone. Now, they won't say what happened after that. They say that Henry, although he was very injured, as could be seen on the video, which his mother has seen that video, he was very badly injured. They let him walk off into the night, and they said he walked off into the night, and they just thought he'd get home okay. But obviously that's not what really happened. He was murdered in that apartment, just as John was murdered in this apartment. And I always felt with Henry, he's hidden somewhere like this, perhaps, you know, somewhere that nobody ever goes to, you know, so nobody's ever noticed. And of course, Henry, it's been 6 years. So, you know, with all due respect, there won't be much left of Henry now. But his clothes will be there, you know, but his belongings, his mobile, his phone and his wallet were all left in the apartment, according to these friends of his, so-called friends of his. But yeah, his clothes have gone. So anyway, always live in hope that one day Henry might get found. But of course, at the moment, it's John. Where is John? So again, as I say, they would be taking a chance to throw him in the sea, because the sea tends to give up. You know, I'm sure there are people that it doesn't, who don't come up, but quite often they do around that area, because although the Mediterranean doesn't look it, it's got very strong undercurrents. And you might think that you've thrown him off the cliffs or whatever, and he's gone into the sea and he'll be taken out. But the currents always come back to the beach.
Fuck. Do you start here? I'm staying. I told you, Jason and Jacob. I'm staying till I get him. And I fucking am. Please, just give me him. Just give me my son. That's all I want. Just my son.
Oh,
Still no joy. Still no joy with John. Just. Where do you fucking start here? This is just. It's going on too long. Somebody knows. Somebody has to have a conscience. Look at them two wee boys' eyes. Last night.
oh,
Please. I beg you. I beg you from the bottom of my heart. Just give me it back. And we're out of here. Look at this, Dennis, please. Look at this. Fuck. Do you start here?
oh.
I'm staying. I told you, Jason and Jacob. I'm staying till I get him. And I fucking am.
Yeah.
Please, just give me him. Just give me my son. That's all I want. Just my son.
So he says he's staying until he's got him, and I don't blame him. But I just hope it doesn't turn into 6 years like in Henry's case. He can't stay for 6 years, can he? Well, I don't think he'd last 6 years. This guy, he's had 2 heart attacks already. I worry about his health because it's a good job that it's not too hot, because he'd be out doing it. God, imagine if it in the summer, in July and August, it'd be impossible, and literally he wouldn't survive, because if he's got a problem with his heart, especially. Anyway, let's hope and pray that these search teams can get some results. I mean, all they can do is try, isn't it? All they can do is try. And they may strike. Look, I still think that if and when John is found, and I have hope that he will be found one way or another, somebody will say something. Might have to be somebody saying he's in this particular area. But it looks like they've had that sort of tip off before, and that's why they were searching the beach at Cabaroy. But that turned out to be false. They couldn't find him unless he did go into the sea. But if he went into the sea, he will come out again, I think. That's the same one, isn't it? Let's have a look at his. Yeah, everybody's sharing this on the. Now, they've had a lot of vigils in Ireland. I mean, I just seems to me that they've got so much support. You can't be that bad a man to get all this support, in my eyes. You know what I mean? There's so much support for John and the family, etc. So I think a lot of the speculation maybe it's not as bad as people make him out, because you surely won't have all this support. I don't know. But so we've had vigils. I think not only in Ireland, but probably in Spain, we've had vigils as well, and big turnouts. So people care about Indian sound, so that can only be a good thing, can't it? Let's see, here's another one.
Some of them, he really is loved. John was known to many people for many different reasons. Some of them were people who he tortured and had a joke with. Others who have been partners Others who have been partners who he had 2 beautiful children to. He's adored by his whole family, as I'm sure you can tell today. Our John has led up any room he walked into, even before he had his early right to them. He's been a friend to many people here tonight. He has been an amazing cousin to me, and our whole family have adored him his whole life. We are here to pay respect to our whole family, but most importantly, our John. Nobody deserves the torment our family has been put through. Our billion returns don't deserve to be in a foreign country looking for his body. Darren, Corning and Caitlin don't deserve to be looking for their drawers. But this is a very sad situation my family have been put in. We pray John comes home with his loving family. We pray justice will prevail. We would like to thank each and every one of you for coming here tonight and showing solidarity with our family. It's not gone unnoticed. Thank you all, and bring John home to his lovely family. We are waiting for him.
So yeah, that was thanking everybody. A lot of people have been behind him. So in Ireland, and you know, Billy's been very great. You know, poor Billy. It just upsets me anyway. So he posted, these are John's. Now, no, I've thought about that. I should cover the faces over, but the thing is, Billy has put this up. Billy's trying to tug at heartstrings here. So I am showing it without the faces being blurred, because that's what Billy did. And Billy wants to tug at someone's heartstrings somewhere. I hope these animals close their eyes. Remember them kids' faces. I promise from the bottom of my heart, I will find their daddy. So there you go. That was a nice Christmas they had, wasn't it? Not knowing what's happened to the dad. So awful. You know, if you don't care about John, if you don't care about John's family, you need to care about these boys. They haven't done anything. You know, he is their dad. At least they deserve, you know, to be able to bury him. There's someone out there, obviously the twonk who did it or whatever isn't going to talk, but somebody out there knows exactly where John is, and they could talk anonymously and just give the family him back. You know, so that's all you can hope for, is that somebody somewhere, or if the search teams find him, of course, that would be brilliant. And then they wouldn't, you know, that would be brilliant. But, you know, they've got a big job on their hands. They have got a big job on their hands. Searching the area where, you know, they don't know the area for a start. And even though I'm sure they're being advised, you know, someone could go along and say, oh, this here or that. You know, it's not like it when they're in Northern Ireland or Portugal or whatever areas they're familiar with, you know, where you've got an insight into the terrain, as well as people saying, oh, it's possible that he might be here or it's possible he might be there. But, you know, there's a million places that people might say. But you can't use your instinct as much, like these guys and girls, they work on instinct a lot of the time, don't they? They know the places that they're searching. They know from previous experience maybe where someone's likely to be hidden or hiding, or depending on the circumstances, because it might not be a suspicious missing person they're dealing with. It might be someone. It could be somebody who they think has come some self-harm, but they've still got to find them. You know, they take themselves off to places, don't they? Remote places, do whatever they do to themselves for whatever reason. And these guys will be helping to find people like that as well. So it's not always looking for somebody for sort of nefarious reasons that they think foul plays happen to. Sometimes they're just looking for missing people in general. So what we'll look at now is we'll look at that video that I took, and I'll be able to talk you through it. It's better if I can talk you through it better. So it was Christmas Eve, wasn't it? It was that morning when I locked myself out of all my Google account and everything. And so I ran out of time and I didn't have very long. I would have liked to have done a bigger drive around and, but I didn't have time because of that. Oh, actually, first of all, I think I'm going to give away these free. I'm going to give away 5. Oh. I'm going to give away the 5 free memberships on the other channel. Let's see. Right, if you're on the other channel, they will come through. Let me see. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hang on. Oh, God. Sometimes I just hate YouTube so much because it never wants to do what I want it to do. Let's see. Get on there. I was on it before and I could see how I could do it, and now it's not showing me how I can do it. Right, I'm going to switch account. So I didn't know what, when I obviously set up my YouTube channel, I didn't know any of this. I wish I would have known. No, oh, I can't do it. Can you believe it? Why can't I do it? Let's see. I know I can because before I went on there and it was showing me how I could do it. Yeah. So, right, I'm going to give 5 memberships now on the other channel. Misty, Sassika, B, Heidi Helsinki, and Laura Croft. Okay, for those 5 memberships. There, you are now members of both the Spanish and English channel. Well, that's who you're members of, but all that means that you can join in the memberships for the members' lives for the Vicky Marie Chats Crime channel. So tonight there is one, and now I think, can I do the other 5 now? I'll just get them over with now and do them. Yeah, I've got another 5 I'm going to gift now. So every month I can gift 10. So K3111Y, Chris Howes, Mama Wolf, Lisa Durr, and Lulu Love. So there you go. So you can all join in the members only lives for both the Spanish and English channel and the Vicky Marie Chats Crime. Okay. Right, let's go for a little wander around this area. Just make sure you're all okay. Okay, so let's go for a little wander around this area where John's gone missing. So I started off. This is the apartment. So see where this white van is here. These apartment. I don't know which individual apartment it is. I know it's one of these because there are posters up there. So I presume the family have been and put posters up, or friends and family have been and put posters up. But it's these apartments, I think. So, you know my brilliant video, and I'm not brilliant at videoing, I admit. I'm just parking up, and I'm going to go just and say. I still haven't bought a gimbal. Video. I need a gimbal. I should have a GoFundMe for a gimbal because I'll be doing quite a lot of locations. So there's quite, there's a lot of houses around here. It's built up. People will have heard things. Let me just get out the car. all the houses around about. You know, this here is the campo, I think, that Billy was talking about. That's where Billy was. But look at all these houses. I mean, this is a built-up area. They're not houses, individual houses. They're apartments. There's loads of people there. And there will have been a lot of people there coming up to Christmas, probably. So, you know, people will have heard things. Now, the Guardia have said that they think that the guy who did this to Billy, keep saying Billy, the guy who did this to John, used the fireworks from the local fiestas to cover up the gunshots. Gosh, what were we like on New Year's Eve? It could have been somebody out there like shooting the street up, and, you know, in the end you stop noticing it because that many bangers go off. That many bangs, loud noises, even in normal times, never mind fiestas. You know, because they'll set off a banger for the football, or the, you know, if Real Madrid score or if Barcelona score, or, you know, they'll set off a banger. They set off a banger, you know, for anything. It's like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to the toilet, set a banger off. You know, it's like, celebrate anything. That's how it is in Spain. It's noisy and there's bangers, constant bangers. So these people living around could probably hear all those bangers, and yeah, one gunshot or two even, or three or five, they wouldn't notice the difference. We've heard it. What was it the other night, David? Ralmo on steroids, it sounded like, didn't it? Because there was that many bangs going off. You know, and I always think it's going to happen here one day. I'll just be sat here on a live stream saying, oh, the bangers are going off, and there'll be like people being shot outside. Waste ground over there. Anyway, there's a lot of houses around here. People definitely will have heard things going on. I just want to take... These are the apartments. So these are all individual apartments. I don't know if there's many, if they're occupied, if many people are occupied, but this is where it happened, in one of these apartments. And this, of course, is the posters that have been put up. You know, as I say, when I was going off there, like my son, he said to me, oh, be careful, be careful. I don't think there's anybody living there at the moment, in that particular apartment anyway, because of course they supposedly have fled either to Ireland or Thailand. Now, one of the guys that's fled, well, say fled, that's gone back to Ireland, he came after this happened, so he's not likely to have been involved with the actual thing. It's this Johnny guy, isn't it, that they really think did this to John. But, you know, again, the Guardia haven't announced him as a suspect. Actually, I'm going to have a look for the, you know, if he's on any wanted list or anything. But, you know, so I'm a bit reluctant to mention his name until I know for certain the Guardia are looking for him. This is the apartment block. I don't want to obviously upset anyone. But there's no sign of any police presence at the moment. And I take it this is the apartment, because the family have obviously left a poster up on this apartment. A couple here and there. This is the apartment block. It must be where the... So, anyway, there's a... They're nice apartments. They're reasonably newly built, but there's a lot of building still going on at the moment. You know, we're in a little mini boom. You know, we had the boom in the 2000s. It's nothing like that. That's when these houses, the year 2000, there was nothing in this area. That would have been just campo, just like that bit of campo on the other side of the road, like that up at the hill there. These houses came from nothing. I honestly cannot... unless you live through it, you can't appreciate how literally 1 minute there was nothing there, the next minute got this massive, you know, a block of different urbanizations, different houses, apartments, shops, came out of nowhere. literally overnight, over the space of a couple of years, went from there being nothing there to all of a sudden it's completely built up. There was something else I was going to say then, but I've forgotten. But anyway, I'll remember it.
As I say, I don't want to upset everybody, so I'm not going to.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So there was no forensic tape or anything by the time because I didn't go till the 31st, so it was Christmas Eve. So this is supposed to have happened around about the 14th or 15th of December, and the police were there. When was it? Maybe the 20th of December that the police were there. And they did block off the street and they arrested the two lads that were in the apartment, but they've released them both. But this Johnny guy, he wasn't still there. He's gone. So he's the one who seems like the likeliest suspect. He's the one that they thought he might have gone to Thailand. It's possible because the thing is, if he got away before any block was put on his passport or anything, you know, before it was even, he's probably went before they even knew that there was anything to work, because they didn't start worrying about John really until, you know, he's a grown man. He's 37 years old. Although they hadn't heard from him for a few days, they only really started worrying when he didn't come back on the 18th, where he didn't take his return flight. That's when alarm bells really started ringing. And I think Billy, he says he knew you know, he feels that John is no longer with us. You know, as a father, he feels that in his heart that John is not on this planet anymore. And I believe that. I think you do get those feelings as a, you know, family member, etc., someone you love when they depart the world. I've heard many people say that, and I've had one experience like that. So yeah, so between the 14th when he made that last video and the 18th when he didn't get his flight, that's 4 days, isn't it? So, you know, anyway, there's nothing there now that you would, apart from those posters that, as I say, probably his family's put up on the apartments, you wouldn't know that anything had happened in that street. You know, there's no police tape, no remnants of police tape, there's nothing. So the police have they've taken things away from the apartment, they arrested the two guys and released them. And I think, as you said earlier, David, they'll be going through all the CCTV evidence, etc. That does take time. It's not, you know, it's not an overnight thing, is it? You know, they have to go round all the houses, see who's got door cam. You know, this takes time, but they'll be doing it and they'll be plodding through it.
On the sun, I was coming out. So don't be careful. But I just wanted to, you know, get some footage. I wasn't sure if the family would be here. Maybe they're not searching here in this area at the moment. But this is a place where there's a lot of construction. Maybe you can see at the end there, this construction. I was thinking as I was driving here,
yeah, they look bleak, Mellow, because it was grey and miserable. They look much better when it's a blue sky behind them. You know, that's definitely, they do look bleak when that's the thing about Spain, is just like everywhere, it looks great when the sun's shining, but if the sun's not shining, it does look grey and miserable. Right, now you talk about the dogs. There were the guy who's, you know, who's like numero uno sospecho. He seemed to be a dog breeder, I don't know, or something, but there's been pictures on of him and the puppies. I don't know if there were dogs there. See, well, surely wouldn't have just left his dogs there, you know, alone. God, good God. Well, do you know what? If he'd murder a guy, then I suppose he wouldn't be beyond leaving his dogs there with nobody to look after them, would he? I suppose you've got to sort of think about that. Let me just see if I can find anything about it. Let's see. I'm sure Billy will have some. Oh. Now he looks like it. That seems like John. This right. So allegedly, though I'm going to go into this, but I'm going to say allegedly, because it's this Johnny Smith, isn't it, that they think has had something to do with it. Now he's got. Let me just swap over tabs. He's got. He's calling it a grass shop. I presume because in Spain, it's legal to sell cannabis. Then they have these cannabis cafes. You know, so you can. It's a bit complicated. You're not supposed to go in and buy cannabis and take it away with you. You're supposed to smoke it on the premises. You know, but of course, people do go and buy it and take it away with them. But that's perfectly legal. They get raided here and there, but it's perfectly legal. There's loads of them. They're quite nice. You know, I don't even smoke cannabis, but I have been in there. They're always very laid back, as you can imagine, and they're really well air-conditioned. People can smoke in there, you know, but they do drinks as well. You know, it's like a bar, but where you can have cannabis, a bit like I suppose the Dutch sort of version of things. And I'm assuming that's what it means when it says your grass shop. Billy's there, or he was there. 8 minutes ago, Johnny Smith still not open your grass shop, rats. So, you know, they're saying that they think he's gone to Thailand, but he's got a business in Spain, apparently, allegedly. So where is he? So he's probably going there every day to... you know, see if it's open. Just want to come down and see if I can find that. Oh, what's this here? All right, this is.
Come on,
Johnny! Come out the car, you cunt!
on it, come. Boy, Johnny boy, come out.
This is when they went into the house. There is a dog there. Look.
Johnny boy, come on out, you fucking rat beggars, your dogs and all. Come on.
Johnny! Come out the car, you cunt!
On it, come. Boy, Johnny boy,
Watch. Sorry.
Come out.
Apologies for the languages.
come out.
Top door. Top door. He's Where are you, Johnny?
Come on.
Top door open here.
Johnny boy, come on out, you fucking rat beggars, your dogs and all.
Sorry,
Come on.
apologies. I probably should have beat that out. Right. Well, this was a protest in the peaceful protest. Have a listen to this. This was 30th
People
of
think they're getting away
December.
with this. They're fucking mistaken. See anyone? See anyone? See anyone? Because everything to do with that Empire Gym, you're fucking his fucking rats.
Rats.
Look at the support we've got round. Look at the support we've got. Turn it round. Wait. Look at the support. Look at the people up there. Look at the people up there.
Right, John.
They have got a lot of support.
Yep.
You know,
This is
so
for John's
there's
portrait.
been,
We're here for
there's a
one
lot
reason,
of
one
people
reason.
care
We want
about.
his fucking body, right? People think they're getting away with this. They're fucking mistaken. See anyone? See anyone? See anyone? Because everything to do with that Empire Gym, you're fucking his fucking rats.
Rats.
Look at the support we've got round. Look at the support we've got. Turn it round. Wait. Look at the support. Look at the people up there. Look at the people up there.
Right, John.
Wait.
It is ripping my fucking family apart.
So they have got a lot of support, haven't they? So that, you know, obviously popular in the community. Oh, that was Billy crying. I can't watch that, don't think. Again, we've watched that already. And then there's quite a lot of, a lot of photos with videos with people. Anyway, this was them getting ready to search the other day. That's where I was, literally there on my video that we're watching. They're literally just over the road. Right, what I'm looking for are the dogs. So this was them outside the Lucky Lion, wasn't it? He's someone that was supposed to have been involved, but I don't think he was even in the area at the time. But I thought there was a picture of him with the puppies and that. But no, it's not there. I can't find it. I'll have a look for it while you're watching this other video.
There's a lot of construction, you know, so looking for John's body is going to be difficult. You know, just so let me get in the car and then I'll talk a bit more. It's not going to be easy because there's so much construction, as I say, around here. Well, apart from the beaches, in Campo, you know, there's so many places that John could be. So I think in the end, hopefully, someone somewhere.
But see these cranes and that, you'll notice as I start driving in a moment, it's cranes everywhere. And you're right, Mello, there is no greenery really in this area because do you know what they did in this area? They just built as many houses as possible on the land. Do you know? And there's a lot of problems with a lot of these properties as well, because it was all just about how many apartments can we fit on one square of land, or how many houses can we fit on one square of land, and work to make the most money that we can out of them. You know, they're not built, they are built for holidays, they're not built to live in. Because they're handy for holidays, because like you've got a pool there that look like a communal pool for those apartments, but also the beaches are sort of, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes away. So, and there's a Centro Comercial just around the corner with all bars and restaurants. There's a supermarket there. There's all sorts there, you know. So it's, if you were going on holiday for 2 weeks, it'd be perfect. You've got your pool, got your supermarket, you got your bars and restaurants, not far from the beach, but you know, to actually live in. So a lot of people buy these sort of places to live in, but I always say they're buying with holiday eyes, because what you don't mind when you're on holiday, you want all those things, but when you're living somewhere permanently, you don't want all that. Do you know? It's like you want you know, you want different things, like you want to be near the doctors and the schools and the this and that, though, you know. So it's a funny area. It's a funny area. It's so built up, you know, very, very built up area.
Say something, because some people know things, don't they? I've just seen a lady there, she's just jogged up and gone in the apartment block. God, I wonder what they make of it all. So, of course, the neighbours had said, hadn't they, that there was a lot of coming and going, an awful lot of coming and going, and over those couple of days shouting, cars coming and going. So, you know, poor John has probably been taken away from there, and I don't know whether they're even going to start looking for him, to be honest. I don't know if I can leave it. So, yeah, looking there, you see there's construction there. But on the way here, I saw many, many construction sites. And then it's only 15-20 minutes to the beach. I don't know if I can set this up anywhere to show that, but I could do with, I need something, you know, that you can put in the car. And something that you put in the car. Oh, it helps if you put the key in the car and then it stops. Sometimes I think if I had a brain, I would be dangerous. Okay, sort of set. Oh, maybe it'll stay there. Probably as soon as I turn around the corner. So I'm going to go up the road here. So, I mean, they've probably taken him, quite far away. Could have taken him anywhere, really, couldn't they? Because there's so many days in between. So many days. But you can see just here they're building houses. As I say, probably too close by this. They probably have not, put him so close, but of course, a couple of weeks have gone past now. It's a very difficult job that they've got in finding John's body. I think the only way, personally, that they are going to find him is if somebody talks. Somebody out there, please God. Somebody out there will talk. Please God, please God. So you can see coming down here, just round the corner from the apartment on the...
Next time I remember to put the GoPro so that you could actually see the whole sort of thing. But I need something that hangs in the car. I need a webcam specially for the car so that I can take video as I'm driving. But this is the area that before Billy was sort of looking at and saying, where do you fucking start? It's true, where do you start? Even just looking at that, they could... I'm not saying that I think he's there, because I don't think he's there. I've got this strong feeling about the Salt Lakes, which I'm going to talk about later, and I think I might drop them a message and say, go and check the Salt Lakes, because that's a massive area that's not that far away. It's about half an hour, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour away from where John is thought to have met his demise. But, I was, you're trying to put yourself in their position, like if you had a body to dispose of, where would you take it? I'm never going to be in that position. But if you live in an area, you could think about that in your own area. You think, oh, well, what would I do if I was trying to dispose of a body? You've got to think pretty quick, unless they actually planned it or they've done it before. They had to think pretty quick, didn't they? And they'd want to get that body out of the car as quickly as possible. And I was thinking about the Salt Lakes might be better than like the beach, or, because the sea tends to wash up things. But the Salt Lakes is a massive area, like, how could I explain? So you've got these massive lake, obviously. So that's somewhere they could put him, and that is still water. So that water doesn't ebb and flow like the sea does. So I think if you put someone in there, it's full of salt. So it's like dead water. It's not, it's not moving. Would be if you were going to put him in water, that would be a better place. And then it's surrounded by lots of campo and that. I mean, people do go walking their dogs there. So it could, you'd be taking but you'd have to, there are loads of hiding places there. I maybe when I go up that area again, I'll try and get some footage from the Salt Lakes to show you. But it's been playing on my mind. So anyway, I'm going to drop them a message and say for them to try the Salt Lakes, because they've probably not even thought of that.
Parallel road. Look at the campo there as well. All that campo. Now, there's no sign of any police presence at the moment. I presume the police have been in, taken what they need to take. Because there's definitely no police presence at the moment. No, and the family aren't there. So I should really have gone to, maybe one morning I'll go to that. I'll see what's occurring today on the Facebook page. They were saying that, they did say on the Facebook page that the police are cooperating. So let me just explain this area. So this is like, Torrewella Costa, but it's like Dream Hills, Playa Flamenca. There's lots of different. It consists of urbanisations. You can see it's all apartments. Many of them are second homes, but people do live here as well, and not as many people live here now after Brexit. You know, a lot of people had to go because they couldn't get their residences and things. It used
all the time as I'm coming up here, all you can see is cranes. And then, of course, look how built up it is, all these apartments, so many people. You know, it's not an area, it's not a desolate area. So they would definitely want to get out. And the police circulate around there all the time. Nighttime, daytime, you know, Spain is not a place where you've got a scarcity of police.
to be quite easy. Oh, that was a tennis ball like that. Because some dogs dropped it. You know, people can't get their residences now like they could before. It was so easy.
And it's important to know that all these apartments and houses, there's not Spanish people living there. These are European, you know, foreigners, basically. Immigrants, but they call themselves expats, not immigrants. But in that area, there is hardly any Spanish people. You know, Spanish people wouldn't live in that area. You know, it's when you're going around there, it's like going to a different country. You know, I live in a little village which is very typically Spanish, and when you go out from my village to this place, you know, which isn't miles, it is miles away, but it's not just round the corner, but it's not, you know, it's within an hour's driving. It's like going to a different country. It's weird, the people, because all the people you see are European. I shouldn't say British because there's all different nationalities. You see very few Spanish people, and they're all dressed. They've got even now in this weather, they've got sandals on, shorts. You know, it's freezing. And whereas in my village, the Spanish people, they're wearing their boots and jumpers right up to June. You know, it's just like crossing into a completely different zone, a different country. It doesn't even feel like Spain. When it's just like just doesn't feel Spanish at all, because all the bars and restaurants as well, they're not Spanish. They're all different nationalities.
Before, now it isn't. It costs a lot of money to get residency in Spain, and you're not allowed to stay here for longer than, I think it's 180 days at a time. And then you can't return for another 180 days. So people have had to go back. A lot of people have, British people. So I'm sort of what I'm doing. I thought I would drive just to show you. Look, as we're going up here, you'll see more construction. Oh gosh, there's cranes everywhere. You know, and as I was driving up here, I came past this area. Surely it would be found if they had taken him somewhere like that. You know, depends if they buried him, if they take him.
Now, yeah, you can see all the building that's going on, but up here you can see the mountains in the distance. They're not that far away, and here is the Salt Lakes. So to drive to the Salt Lakes would be about half an hour. I think I don't know how well these guys knew the area. That's the other thing. How well does Johnny, if it is him who's done it or whoever's hidden the body, how well do they know the area? Maybe they only knew the beach, you know, because a lot of people, they come over, they don't go searching, you know, they don't go traveling around and they don't know the area like I do, or anyone who lives anywhere near that. You know, you do, because I've been here nearly 30 years. I've gone all over those areas. You know, because once you've been here a while, you start sort of, let's go and see what that's like, or let's go and see what that area is like. Now, I think probably I mean, if he has a business in Lasagna or Cabaroy sort of area, which is where I'm going to drive to now, I bet he's never gone outside that area. You know, a lot of people, they just live in that expat area. They never go anywhere Spanish. They never go any further afield. I doubt very much, you know, although I'm thinking if it was me and I was looking to hide a body, you know, which I'm just going through it in my head, I would go to the Salt Lakes, I think, especially if I didn't have much time. If you just want to get that body out of your car as quickly as possible, where's a really desolate place where you know might not, you know, resurface or come on, it'd be the Salt Lakes. But if you didn't know, he might not know anything about the Salt Lakes. He might only know about the beaches. He might only know about Cabaroy Beach. He might never have even been to any of the other beaches. You know, because sometimes people come over on holiday or whatever, and they just live their tiny little life in their little bubble. They never go outside it. Now, I don't know about this, Johnny, whether he did or not. Maybe he did have a wider knowledge of the area. So, you know, yeah, where would he have known where to put John? That's another thing to think about. What knowledge did he have of the area? You know, how well does he know that area? Because the thing is, you can't just go driving around looking for somewhere to put a body with a body in the boot. You've got to have an idea of where you're going to put it straight away, haven't you? You can't just drive around for 2 hours thinking, oh, could I put it there? Could I put it there? You know, so that's what makes me wonder, was it planned or had he hidden bodies before? Maybe he's got a dumping site. You know, maybe he's done bad things before. But you certainly wouldn't be just driving around aimlessly looking for somewhere to hide a body, would you?
To the beach, down to the beach area. So I don't know. Let's see what you can see on there. There's a big salt lake. Salt Lakes. Gosh, I didn't even think of that. You know.
Yeah, but what would they Google, David? Places to hide a body in Oruela Costa. I mean, what are you going to Google? Big expanses of land, but you don't, you know, you don't know if that big expanse of land. You've got to know the area. Is it a big maybe you could Google it and see a big expanse of land, or even a mountain. But you know, if you went to the Oruela Mountains, but there's hikers going up there all the time, you know, and in Spain, I mean, maybe not in December, but certainly the rest of the year when it's hot, people are up there at all times of the day and night. They don't only, you know, you couldn't go, you know, what are you going to Google? A good place to hide a body. You know, you couldn't, because if you didn't know the area and you went and it said it was a mountainous area, or it was this, or it was that, and you think, oh, that's a good place to hide a body. But you don't know if in that particular place that you're hiding that body might be a mountainous area, but every morning at 8 o'clock, these hikers go around. Or do you know what I mean? You need to be familiar with an area, not just Google it, because you can't just Google somewhere to hide a body, in my opinion. So yeah, you can Google where's, you know, desolate areas and stuff. But, you know, it may be that this guy only knew the beaches. I bet he doesn't know much about outside that circle. But of course, you don't know who he's had helping him. He hasn't done it on his own. He hasn't done it on his own, because apparently there were cars coming and going, raised voices. Some other people know. It wasn't just him. So you don't know, other people might have had better local knowledge of where to put him. Or, as I say, maybe they've done it before. Maybe they've disposed of bodies up before. Or maybe they did put him in the sea, but it just hasn't come up yet.
More thinking, I think people always think of the beach, but there's the Salt Lakes as well.
Oh, what happened there?
You can maybe see in the distance. They're not far away, 20 minutes away. Is that 10, 15 minutes away? There's like a million places that you could hide a body. So they've got the work cut out for them. So let's just hope that if not actually one of the people that did this, maybe one of their family members, like, you know, there are mothers. Surely they would think, you know, I don't know how you would feel if it was your son that had done something like this. Or I think I would. I don't know. I'm not saying I would necessarily. If I knew where Johnny, you know, if my son had done something to John or anyone, maybe I wouldn't want my son to be caught. I don't know. It depends on the circumstances. But I would want them to find their loved one, especially because he's got 2 boys as well. So where I'm driving to now is I'm just going to the beach just to show how close by it is. And there's a load of beaches. You know, it is the Oruella Costa, it's the coast. There's beach after beach after beach. You know, that's what it's called. So there's a million places that poor John could have been, body could have been dumped. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Everyone seems to be driving very slowly today. There's a few cars about because it's New Year's Eve.
Now, I need to give you a bit of a warning here because I'm going to show you something that's a bit upsetting. Hi, BF. Hi, Adrian. Just don't watch, Adrian. Go and watch something else. Adios, amigo. You know, you don't have to watch, you know, it's not obligatory. I'm going to show you something now that's a little bit upsetting. So just be warned, okay? Because I'm going to show you another body. There was a spate of bodies that washed up on the beach. And this is a body that was found in one of these beaches that I'm driving past. The beaches, you'll see in a minute when I'm on the coast road, all the beaches are on the left-hand side. And this is a body that was found there. Now I'm going to show it you. I mean, you can't see the body, you can't see the actual body because it's all wrapped up. But I just want to give you an example of what has been found around. Let me put it up there. So, but just to warn you that it's not very nice. But there were several. So at one time, it felt like there were several of these bodies right along the coast going up from this area or that area where John's gone missing from. And then along the coastline, there was a series of them found. And it was thought to be associated with drugs. You know, they always think that. I don't know who it ended up being. It was a man anyway, this one. But this is what they do. But you see, this is what I'm trying to say. Somebody has put this guy in the water. It doesn't look like it. I thought he was weighted down with chains, but it doesn't look like he is. And he just turned up on the beach. You know, people walking on the beach that morning. And it's one of those beaches in Oruella Costa that I'm driving past at the moment. So, yeah, you know, it's horrible, isn't it, to think that anyone, you know, would do that to someone. But I don't know if they ever found out who it was, or let's have a look at the news item. So, oh, gosh, that's a little bit close up, isn't it? Bless. Poor guy. So this was in 2014. Yeah, there seemed to be a series of them. I wonder if they ever found him. Found out who he was. Yeah, so he was found about 11 o'clock in the morning by a piragista, which like, God, how would you say that in English? Like a canoeist. So it was a man of middle age, not identified yet. It wasn't then. I don't know if he ever did get identified. And yeah, he was floating actually in the water apparently. And then they rescued. Oh, I didn't rescue him obviously, but they recovered him. Oh, I'm not sharing it, am I? Let me share it. Oh, there you go. I'm not sharing. So yeah, this was some poor soul. That obviously it's foul play. You know, even the Lancashire police wouldn't be able to say, oh, no signs of foul play there. Hang on. So yeah, that was the picture originally I was showing you. This is the beach literally around the corner from where John went missing. But that wasn't the only one that was found. There was a series of them at work. So 2014, yeah, 10 years ago, just seemed like there were loads of them coming up. So yeah, I can't do anything about the volume on the GoPro. I just can't do anything about it. Sorry. But yeah, adios, amigo. I understand, but you know, there's nothing I can do. Right, where am I going? I'm going back to that video now.
New Year. I've got a shopping order coming this morning. Well, I've got to be back to get the shopping order at 12. But, and then this morning, I pressed the wrong button, signed myself out of my Google account. And now, anyone who's got a Google account will know. I can't get back in. Anyway, I'm nearly back in, but I had to just leave it in the end because I wanted to make this video.
Now, where the police always seem to be are roundabouts. The police hang around the roundabouts here, especially in the night. If you wanted to take a body, the safest time to do it is either not first thing, not 6, 7 o'clock, but maybe 8 o'clock. There probably wouldn't be police around, and then lunchtime between 2 and 5. There's unlikely to be police around. But any other time, there's likely to be police on the roundabouts. And as I say, sometimes the Policia Nacional, they've got great big bloody machine guns and they've got stingers ready to throw in the road if you try and drive off. So now they'll know that. If they've been there often, they'll know that there's often police around the roundabouts doing stops and things. So I think they will have just tried to get rid of John as quickly as possible.
I wanted to come to the area. And take a video. And we've had storms overnight, but you can see now the sun is coming out. It's really quite warm actually. It's quite nice. But having said that, I've got a big jumper on. Sun shining. Now, you can see there's a lot of clouds. So we did have rain last night. We'll probably have rain later on today by the look of it, or who knows. I mean, so I'm not.
So this road I took down to the beach, to the coast road. I thought about it as I was doing it. That's probably, that road would be the likeliest that you would get caught on, because it's like the main road. It's the quickest and easiest way to get down there. So maybe there are other ways you could go, like down all the little back streets and things. But again, would they know those back streets? I don't know that they would know those back streets, unless, they put on their phone like, oh, get me to the beach without going on a main road. I don't know. I'll tell you, it won't be long before you'll be able to do that. You'll be Googling, give me the best direction going to the beach to dispose of a body, don't want a police stop. I mean, maybe you can do things not like that, but like you can probably Google where you're less likely to see police or whatever. Maybe you can. But the police, honestly, they're everywhere in Spain. You just can never know when they're going to turn up. You can't understand it unless you see it. You know, it's nice in a way because you feel like there's police around, but not if you're trying to hide a body, it's not.
I don't live here, but I'm not that far away from here. Maybe 45-minute drive. So that's why I thought I could come down, just take a video, just for give people information. So if they were going to the beach to dispose of John's body, this is the way that they would probably come. There are other ways. I mean, you know, there's a few different ways you could come, but I'm coming. But I think it's the quickest, easiest way. They'll have, you know, now. They might not have wanted to come this way because this is perhaps the way now that they would see the police maybe because this is a main road. I've come this way because it's the easiest way. But I suppose if you were trying to avoid police or whatever, maybe you wouldn't come this way. You know, thinking about it like that. Maybe if you were trying to avoid the police. You would go more sort of obscure way. The thing is, there are a lot of police around in Spain. I don't think they'll have gone far to get rid of John's body personally, because if they had his body in the car, you would want to get that body out as soon as possible, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to be caught with the body. And the thing is, there are a lot of police in Spain. You know, it's not. You know, it's not that you never see a policeman. You see loads of police. And you're likely to get stopped in the early hours of the morning because that's when young people or anybody's coming back. You know, Spain has a nightlife. People live at night, maybe not so much in the winter, but because it's coming up to Christmas and that. So the police are likely to be around, put it that way, 2, 3, 4 in the morning or whatever time it sort of happens. The police are likely to be around. There's sort of lots of orange groves and things like that, but I doubt if they would have put John anywhere like that because, you know, they are monitored. People go out and check on the fruit every day and make sure, just have a little check around. So I doubt if they've put his body anywhere like that. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking in Spanish there. As I say, they have wanted to get rid of John as quickly as possible, so I don't think they would have taken him that far, but you know what, you never know, do you? That they'll be taking a chance. They took John, if John was deceased and they put his body in the car and decided to drive out, you know, into the proper country, you know, they'll be taking a real chance of being stopped by the police at that hour in the morning. Really, young guys in a car, the police would be like, right there, there's loads of police stops. You know, I've never been stopped so often by the police. I mean, I haven't lived in the UK for a long time now, but God, you get stopped like during COVID and that you couldn't take a chance, you know, even just go and see take my son some food or money or whatever because he wasn't living with me during COVID. I had to, you know, have my reason prepared. I got stopped every time I even left the house, really, or left my village. I got stopped by the police. So where I'm just going to drive to, just on the sort of before I set off home, which I've got to do because I've got to get my shopping and we're coming soon. I just want to drive. So the very first place that they were searching, which was Cabaroy Beach, they said that, you know, they came down to Cabaroy Beach and they were searching there. They must have had a tip off there. Maybe they'd heard that somebody had thrown him off the cliffs or whatever. Anyway, they didn't find anything. So there's a lot of things to be found at John's because of that big watch for a start. I mean, I don't have thought anybody would be mad enough to keep hold of that watch or anything that belonged to John. You know, if you kill someone, you know, you want to get rid of all their possessions, surely. I don't know what you can, if you can. So the sea is on the left-hand side here. I'm driving up the coast road where all the beaches are along the left-hand side. At this.
Now, so you've got all the beaches along this road that I'm driving down here. This is the coast road, the N332. It's a big dual carriageway now. When I first came to Spain, it was just a dirt road, practically, with only one carriageway. None of this, everything you can see here 20 years ago was not there. You know, it's all so new. You know, it literally is no more than 20 years. And on the left-hand side, as you drive up this road, it's beach after beach after beach. You've got Punta Prima, you've got Playa Flamenca, you've got Cabaroy, Glazenia, El Capitan. You know, there's loads of it going up Campoamor. You know, sport for choices for places to throw someone in the sea if that's what you want to do with them. So yeah, there really is a needle in the haystack. This, you know, where do you start? That's besides the Campo, and I've gone that way because I'm heading sort of towards Cabaroy Beach and down towards the Lucky Lion, the bar where they've been all meeting. But you could go the other way and go to Torrevieja, and there's just more beaches that way and more, and then that's where the salt lakes are off that way, and it's a huge area. You know, it is. They've got a job on their hands.
Present moment, I'm just going through Playa Flamenca. I'm going up to the end of this main road, which is the N332, which is where the Cabaroy beach is. But there's plenty of beaches along the way. Why would they have taken him to Cabaroy when these beaches along the left-hand side that I'm going past, probably gone past maybe 3? It's definitely 2, if not 3. Well, yeah, and then if you include the actual beach in Torrevieja, they're all closer. So I'm just wondering why specifically they were searching Cabaroy Beach. Maybe they got a tip off about that. But yeah, you can see it's, you know, and on the right, I don't know if you can see, but on the right there's a lot of restaurants, centro comerciales, you know, commercial centres, etc. A lot of campo there, you know, I mean, there's so many places. Needle in the haystack, definitely.
And again, none of this was there. None of it. It's all new. This Mercadona, that's a supermarket, that was there 20 years ago. But none of these offices, gyms, buildings, shops, restaurants.
Now, tomorrow,
they're all new.
New Year's Day, I'll be doing a video about
all these houses, all new.
Who went missing 6 years ago. Sort of a similar circumstance, except, you know, he was young, he was only 20, he was with friends. For New Year's Eve, and I'm going to tell Henry's story tomorrow. Henry's never been found. He was in an apartment with his friends. Nobody's talking. There's a suspect number 1, who I'm going to talk about a little bit tomorrow, who's still walking around. Who's in Ireland. He's in Ireland. He is Irish. Having said that, he is Venezuelan background, so, but as far as I know, he is Irish. Yeah, still walking around, the guy who's thought that murdered Henry, and Henry's family have to live with that every day.
So I've just come round a roundabout there. That's just a minute. There's someone at the door. Sorry about that. Just it's a postman or postwoman actually. God, you don't need an alarm with these dogs. Hey, so yeah, this roundabout that I'm coming round here on this moment is called Lasagna. And that again, none of that was there 20 years ago. Now Lasagna is one of the most sort of built up areas. That's where the shopping centre is. That's where a lot of Irish people bought places there. And that, as I say, when the in Ireland they took the euro from the punt. I think a lot of people invested their punts, if you like, into property in Spain. So there was this massive boom, which of course then bust. But anyway, it's not too bad now again. Anyway, so that roundabout that I've just come round, there's often police there at that roundabout as well. All the roundabouts, and there's a lot of roundabouts. That's where the police tend to hang around.
Because the other people that were in the apartment all knew what happened, but none of them are saying. None of them are saying what actually happened to Henry. They've said a little bit of what happened to Henry. There's even video of some of what happened to Henry. So we're 6 years on and Henry has never been found. His mother, she knows his.
So far in this car journey, I'm only 12 minutes away from the apartments. I know I've been talking through it, that's why it's gone on longer. But the actually from the webcam, not the webcam, what's it called, GoPro thing that I'm using, 12 minutes so far.
Deceased, I think she's perfectly aware of that statement. John's dad knows he's deceased, but doesn't know where he is and nobody's talking. And of course the years go on and on. Their case, I think the Guardia Civil, she says, has actually archived the case, has closed the case. Which anyway, when I tell you about that tomorrow, I'm preparing that video to release tomorrow because it's the anniversary of, he went out in, I think it was 2018, New Year's Eve, and he never went back home, bless him. And that was exactly in the same area, Orwell Costa. It's thought that he was dumped in the sea, but, nobody knows. Somebody knows.
Starting to think Orwell Costa's quite a dangerous area, I know of quite a few murders in that area. There was a girl years ago that was murdered by her, a lad that she went to school with while they were waiting for the school bus in the morning. We've got Henry. We've got now John. There was a young Irish girl murdered just up the way, just in one of these apartments, actually, where I am at this point in the car, by her boyfriend. So, I'm starting to go off the Orwell Costa because not that I was ever on it, to be honest, not my kind of place. But, it's nice if you want a night out, a nice restaurant. There's lots of nice places to go, but it's a holiday area. And when you live, it's like in the bit, where it's like if you went to live in a foreign country, the first year or whatever, you feel like you're on holiday or whatever. But after that, you just want to settle into a normal life of some kind.
Exactly where Henry is, or what they did with Henry, because if they did dump him in the sea, I'm going past, I've forgotten where the beach is now. I go past the beach.
So again, all these things, they're new. There was a couple of these places here 20 years ago, but most of these things are literally built in the boom.
I don't come up here ever, I don't know this area really. I used to years and years ago, but this is the strip, they call it Cabaroy Strip. So I think there might be a place I can turn around here. I need to be on the other side.
Now, one thing that has been here since I very first came out to that area, actually, the very first time that I came out to Spain was that area, or came to mainland Spain. I've been to Mallorca and that. And me and my friend, we stayed. We came out at Christmas, and it was so, like you can see, there's all those places now to go and everything. It wasn't like that then. As I said, there was nothing there, but this club was there. And we were looking for somewhere to go, you know, for Christmas, and we'd driven past that, and we said, oh, there's always loads of cars outside that club. Let's go there, you know. So we mentioned some people that we knew. Oh, we're thinking of going to the Scala Club. And they're like, because in Spain, clubs are not discotheques. Clubs are brothels. So we were told, well, you won't get in there because they won't let you in. But I don't know if women can go in there. Maybe they can. But yes, it's a brothel. But it was always lit up. So, you know, there always seemed to be loads of cars, loads of people there. It was the only sign of life that we saw. And so we were thinking, oh, that's where we'll go on Christmas Eve. We'll go to the Scala. Well, we didn't, obviously, and the Scala Club. And just be warned about that because, yeah, if you're talking about clubs, oh, what did you do last night? Oh, I went to the club. They won't think you went to the club like clubbing, like raving or whatever. You went to the club like to a brothel, you know. So, and they're legal, perfectly legal. I had a student when I was working in Torrevieja. I worked as an English teacher in Torrevieja for a little while. And one of my students, she worked in that club, but in fact, she was from Brazil. She was lovely. I mean, beautiful, absolutely stunning girl. And she was learning English, but I don't know if you'd say she'd been lucky or not, but she was from Brazil. She had children in Brazil, and what most of them do is they're doing what they're doing here. They send them money home. Her mum was looking after her children, and she was sending money home to her mum. And then the owner of the club, whoever was the owner at the time, I mean, I'm going back, you know, a long time, he took a shine to her and he moved her out of the club, moved her into his house. She became his, you know, girlfriend de jour sort of thing. I expect he just had his pick of the girls that were in there. But it meant she got out of the club at least, though she was still sort of beholden to him. And she came for English classes, bless her. But she used to spend the whole time really telling me her life story and that, but she was lovely. Anyway, she gave me a good insight into the club. She said this is years ago. Now it's different now as well because there's a lot more human trafficking now. That was different in those times. Now a lot of the girls that are doing the girls of the night, the ladies of the night, or the girls on the roundabouts, because as well as police, well, quite often you'll find you've got the police on one side of the roundabout stopping people, and on the other side you've got the ladies of the night with, you know, plying their trade. You know, it's quite surreal, really. But yeah, and she was saying, you know, they did in the clubs, they did look after the girls, you know, like you know. When I say look after them, you know, it's still sort of what's the word? It's still taking advantage of them, and it's still slavery, really. But there's a different type of. It's different what's happening now. Girls are getting trafficked all around Europe, and that it's different from how it was. But anyway, so yeah, just a little aside. So if you go to Spain and you're telling people. Where is there any good clubs around here? And they look at you, they think you mean brothels.
To get down to the beach. Yeah, this is Cabaroy Street. And the Cabaroy Beach is over there on the left-hand side. So you see, it's quite a long way, isn't it? From the apartment.
Yeah.
So would they have taken it, you know, if you've got a body in the car, you're not going to want to, you know, if you're going to dump it over a cliff or whatever in the beach, wouldn't you go to the nearest beach?
David, well, you're saying there that you're a good boy, but you know a lot of bad ones. That's what all the men in Spain will say to you. Say, I bet if you talk about the clubs like the Scala Club, and they'll say, oh, they'll come out with all this information about it, and you say, well, how do you know? And they say, oh, I've got a friend who goes there. We've all got friends who go there. They've all got, but they don't. No. It's their friend. They've all got friends who go to these clubs or pick up these ladies on the roundabouts, but it's not them, it's their friends.
Would you go to that far to a beach? Okay, so actually, I'm not going to go all the way down to the beach. Maybe I'll do that another day because I'm going to run out of time.
Yeah, I ran out of time because it was going to take me nearly an hour to get back. So anyway, I will do that trip again. I'll do it better with better video and that. But I wasn't, that morning was a nightmare because I'd locked myself out the Google account, so I didn't have as much time as I should have had.
But what I'm going to do is come this way because I'm going to show you where the family have been meeting at the Lucky Lion.
I'm just going to fast forward a bit. So I went down.
So you can see that initially when they were, it's not Alicante. It's nothing to do with Alicante really, except this area is in the Alicante people at first.
So
When
this
they were working
is.
at meeting at the
I'm coming down to Lomas de Cabaroy. That's the area where the bar is.
Lucky Lion in Alicante. But anyway, that's been changed now on all the posters. So anyone who is, it's here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, I just drove down to the
there
meeting point.
it is.
Again, all these houses are new. They're all.
So really, what I'm trying to do with this video,
This place just didn't exist before, but now you can see it's all apartments, houses.
Just create awareness.
And this is the Lucky Lion here. Well, you can see the lion there.
I think you can see it probably now. Let me just see if you can see. Yeah, that's the Lucky Lion, the bar. Doesn't look like there's anybody in it, so I don't know whether.
Okay, so that's that. Now, so to finish off now, I'm just going to go over to something that, let's see. There was something on the Facebook page that I just wanted to show you. God, I don't know what's going on next door. There's a load of banging going on, that's for sure. What was I looking at? Sorry, I was getting sidetracked there with something else. Anyway, I won't do it now because I've been on for quite a long time already. So I'll save that for another video. I think there's some talk that Billy had actually challenged the guy that he thinks has done some harm to his son. But hi, Losey. Anyway, I'm going to finish that for now. So basically, the search teams have arrived. I don't know how they're planning to search. I don't know, what their plan. They've got to have a strategy. I think they'll be really struggling to find John because of all the, different places that it could be. I mean, it's awful for that family because it is like a needle in a haystack, and they just want him back. Hopefully, somebody will maybe just even anonymously phone up, contact, just give them an idea. Because if they give them an idea where to look, then they might find him. But where are they going to start? I just don't know where they're going to start. Do you? I mean, it's like, even as someone who knows the area, I do know the area, but I don't know where I'd start. Yeah. Let's hope. Yeah, prayers for a result for the family. Because, they've had to accept that he's gone. But seeing those two boys, his sons, so sad for them. He's still their dad. you know, I don't know that he has done anything terrible. I don't know why people are saying all these things. There's nothing to say that he has done anything. Well, I don't know what he's done or he hasn't done, but it doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. He still needs finding for his family. So I don't know. Maybe more will come out as time goes on. But they seem to have a lot of support anyway, don't they? So that's important. And let's hope these search teams come up with something. Prayers that they do. Okay, so thank you for watching. Now, if you're a member, of course, I've given away 10 memberships on the Spanish and English channel. So I will be, I think tonight, unless anything comes, obviously, as soon as anything comes up in this search, I will be talking about that. But I think tonight in members, I think we'll talk about this terror attack in New Orleans. So it's scary, isn't it? It's just see what with the one in Germany. I'm surprised there hasn't been one in Britain over the Christmas festivities, etc. Just scary, isn't it? You know, and the guy who did this thing in New Orleans, he was in the army. He was, you know, American citizens. We've got some video of him talking on his own YouTube account, and that just seemed like perfectly normal guy. Do you know, he's obviously, how's he got radicalized? Where did it all go wrong? Like the doctor in, well, of course, the doctor in Germany is, well, we don't know the whole truth of that yet, do we? So we don't get to know everything. Like they said, he was anti-Muslim, but who knows? Who knows? It's a crazy world. But yeah, we'll look into this New Orleans thing tonight, I think. So if you remember, I'll see you there. It'll be at 8 o'clock Spanish time, which is 7 o'clock UK time. And then I think Australian time, then that'll be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Or do it, I can't remember. No good at working times out. So it'll be 7 o'clock Spanish time. Sorry, 8 o'clock Spanish time. Okay, thanks for watching. Prayers that Johnny and that Billy and his family get some answers today. That's all we can do, isn't it? Is pray, really. And at least I've got these professional, 3 professional search teams now, and at least 2 dogs. So that's good. So I hope hope they're getting on okay with the Guardia. I hope, you know, the Guardia are accepting their help, because that could be a problem. But I would imagine there must have been some liaising with the Guardia over this, but we'll find out over the next few days. So I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Yes, Mello, they do sit. There are all the ladies. Yeah, all the ladies sit in plastic chairs at the roadside. You never used to see it as much as you do. You know, it used to always be in the clubs before. But now that's European human trafficking. Those girls are trafficked all over Europe. It's horrible, actually. But yeah, sat on plastic chairs. Sometimes I give them an umbrella if it's sunny or raining. It's horrible, actually. It's horrible. I'll tell you a story about that one day. But anyway, not now. So I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.